Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. I'm going to do a little video for you tonight. I think you're going to find real interesting. The title here is going to be Child Sex Trafficking and the fastest growing crime in America. Okay. And I'm just going to start. I got a short write-up on Facebook here. I said, I used to see 24/7 trucker traffic happening in the secluded trucking lane behind my home in the Home Depot store. Trucks would drive up, stay for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then leave without unloading freight. Many times this was when the store was closed and nobody was there, as it wasn't manned around the clock back then. At the same time a truck would drive up, I would hear somebody in my attic moving around, and then it would get quiet. About a half hour later, the truck would leave, and I would hear somebody in my attic again. It became clear over time that the people in the attic were meeting the truckers, and I suspect that sex trafficking was going on, much like a truck stop. Two Home Depot store employees told me that prostitution was going on behind their store. And after telling my story to a manager one day, he said, "We partner with the police." My first thought was that I bet I have pictures of your partners on my security cameras. This was before the secret police were identified. One day I was changing the filters on my HVAC system, and when I removed it from the ceiling, I saw a Lego toy laying on top. This wasn't there 3 months earlier when I installed it, so I was sure the people in the attic had dropped it. This meant there was a child up there, and that is one reason that I suspect child sex trafficking was going on. Before the murder attempt, I had tear gassed my attic, and I had a gun to protect my life and property. You know, they're breaking into my home. This is a private home. That's a felony. One of these children could have got killed, and it's easy to see that our police or the criminals that rigged this home, they don't care about them or their lives. Child sex trafficking is the fastest growing crime in America, a $32 billion industry, and that might explain why it seems like our law enforcement has taken bribes to cover up these crimes here when there's so much evidence. I'm going to show you this picture I took. Okay, and this is in my hallway. That's my bathroom. This is my bedroom here. So that's in the ceiling of the hallway right there, and this door falls down, and on top of it is the filter. And then on that filter was a Lego toy. Okay, that's what I'm showing. I took a picture of it, and you got this big hole here, and there's a tube on the other side. It's a flex tube, goes in. That's the suction to the HVAC systems on top, and then it's got a piece of a wire thing that holds it there. I remember the insulation on that tube right there would be taken off. Me and the ex-wife put it back on one day. It got taken back off, and the burglars, for whatever reason, were removing that. Okay, they were removing that too. I don't know if they were using this to drop down here. I actually put extra screws in here, or if that was where they were getting heating, cooling, whatever. But I know they were messing with it. There was no doubt about that. But anyway, that's where one reason I thought children was here. Okay. I want to show you that. Okay. And so here, I took this picture of two trucks parked right next to where I believe a tunnel entrance was located. This is where the two side-by-side man coves were located, and next to where the live tree was removed and a concrete was poured. Okay, that's what I wrote. And this day, I want to show you, this is my backyard. There's the alley. There's the wall. There's the Home Depot store. Here's the telephone pole. That's where the sudden link cable comes in, goes to the ground. Nobody knows where it goes, right? And here's this truck right here. They got some writing on the back of it. I've seen that truck many times. Here's another truck. They're parked almost side to side, and right here where they're parked is right here on the other side is where them two side-by-side manholes are. I'm going to show you a picture of it in a minute. And that's where I suspected one of them, the manhole cover was left off for several years, and I believe there was a tunnel going over there where the person could pop up and they could do business with these truckers, come back over, underground homes in the backyard right here, and then they could also get inside my attic. Okay, let me show you the next picture here. I took this picture right after I survived the murder attempt, and I emailed it to then Chief of Police Price Robinson, who I now believe is also dirty. The cover he's no longer a chief. The cover to this manhole was left off for several years. I was guessing the people or children in the attic could come out here and meet the truckers. So this is on the other side of the Home Depot side of the wall, and that's where I went over there and I took a picture of it because that manhole cover was off. And what was weird is there's a manhole here, and there's another one over here about 6 foot away. It's real strange. You have two side-by-side manholes, and one of them had the lid off, and I wondered if this one wasn't the one that connected to a tunnel going towards my house, and it was used for them truckers. Okay. Google Earth showed me the time frame that live tree was removed, and that tree was next to the two side-by-side manholes where I believe the tunnel entrance was located. I'm going to show you that. You can go to Google Earth, okay, right now, download it, put in 3802 Fair Circle, and you'll see these pictures. Go to the historical pictures. They're the old pictures, you know, and you can look back in time and you can see, like, here on this one is dated in October 2014, and I'm showing that the tree is there. Okay, so we don't have a missing tree back there. Okay, and that's the what I'm pointing out. I'm also pointing out the suspected tunnel entrance in the neighbor's backyard right here. Okay, but then here that's 2014. In 2016, live tree has been removed, and that was right where the two side-by-side manholes. And what was going on is I was on Facebook and I was posting pictures of these truckers driving up, leaving the manhole pictures. I'm saying, hey, the sex trafficking is going on here. I think it's connected to the premeditated capital murder, attempt my life, etc. And they take the tree out. Okay, I mean they remove the whole tree right there, you know. And also in the backyard, you see where that suspected tunnel entrance got removed. Okay, and that was put in around the time that tunnel entrance here in the backyard was put in around the time that Mike Lawhon died. My caption on this old picture was, Secret Police Mike Naylor dies on October 2014. Secret Police Chad Simpson and his wife die on December 2014. And then suddenly removes this cable. That's where I was pointing up that telephone pole on September 2014. You can see the date right there. That's where the cable is. And the tree was present. And then all of a sudden, around the same time frame, that's when this is taken out. And so here's the thing is, I was asking, is there a cover-up going on? Did we murder Mike Naylor because he was going to snitch, and then murder Chad Simpson and his wife because he was going to snitch, and then we took the tree out all to cover up the underground homes and the sex trafficking and the parties and all that, you know? And that was the question on that meme I created. A guy that worked in the paint department of Home Depot told me this same thing goes on behind the mall. One of the people in the attic homes that are recorded from my police scanner is on Haynes Street, which is very close to the mall. That's this one right here. I'll show you. Somebody in the attic at a home over by the mall. Okay, I'm going to show you a map in a minute. This is one of the oldest map pictures that I have, and it looked like a tunnel was cut in my backyard aimed directly at the manholes on the Home Depot side of the wall that I suspected was being used for sex trafficking. I'm going to show you that. And where I got this was from the City of Midlands maps. I didn't get this from Google Maps. This was a City of Midlands map, okay? And so here's my home right here, and I'm going to show you, it's a black and white picture. In the backyard, you see where that white is right there? It looks like a tunnel is cut. And so when I project that out, it goes right up to where that manhole is on the other side of the wall. I'm going, oh, I bet you that was a tunnel cut here. And this thing, and it even looks like it may be to the corner of my house right here, because there's some cinder blocks buried on the corner of the house right here. That's where that block is right there. Okay, so maybe this goes right here, and then from there it goes up in the attic or whatever. We also believe there's an underground home in the backyard here. Okay, and that was before you could see the suspected tunnel entrance was put in this neighbor's backyard. So just looks like it's rigged for sex trafficking. In 2018, I noticed that somebody had marked the curbs with blue paint next to the two side-by-side manholes where I suspected a human trafficking tunnel was located, okay? And so I'm going to show you this picture. And me and my friend would drive back there. I was going to show her these side-by-side manholes. There's the east manhole right there. You can see, I got to point out, there's the west manhole. That's the one they had the cover off forever, and that's where it looks like that tunnel ditch was cut. And my home going this way, that's what I'm pointing. There's the telephone pole, has the sudden link cable that goes in the ground. Nobody knows where it goes. But when we drove by, it goes, look, oh, somebody marked the curbs with blue paint. Ain't that interesting, you know? It made, you know, I got a feeling there. Here's the statistics for child sex trafficking, you know. Okay, and it updating 2012 United Nations drug crimes use reports the percentage of child victims has risen in a 3-year span from 20% to 27%. Of every 3 child victims, 2 are girls and 1 is a boy. A lot of people don't realize that they're trafficking boys too. Okay, here we go, and there's a lot of stats I'm not going to read. 50% are estimated to be children, but here's some of the big ones right here. Human trafficking has surpassed the illegal sale of arms. Trafficking will surpass the illegal sale of drugs in the next few years. Drugs are used once and they're gone. Victims of child trafficking can be used over and over and over again. A $32 billion a year industry, human trafficking is on the rise in all 50 states. That's a U.S. government statistic. Okay, 4.5 million trafficked persons are sexually exploited. Up to 300,000 Americans are under 18 or lured into the commercial sex trade every year. Okay. From 14,500, 17,000 of those victims are trafficked in the United States. And then at the bottom, according to non-government U.S. sources, the average victim's age is 11 to 14 years old. Okay, the average lifespan of a victim is reported to be 7 years. Found dead from attack, abuse, HIV or other STDs, malnutrition, overdose, suicide, or secret police. I added that last one on there on the secret police. Okay. And then I had a question on after I posted this. Said, "Hey, buddy, when you make people aware of what is going on, has anyone ever told you that they've had the same thing or show you proof that this was all true? What to look for? I think about your story all the time." This was Samantha. Okay, and so I wrote a reply to Samantha here. I'm gonna show you. Okay. I said, since I was ambushed and shot with my phone lines cut and reporting burglar alarms going off in the attic, I've documented over 50 other homeowners reporting people in the attic. This is from California to Alabama with a dozen addresses in Midland, another dozen in Odessa. I've spoken with and recorded many of these people. I've also made about 100 videos of burglar alarms going off in my home, and this includes from a Vivint security system, and also proved they were hacking cameras, security cameras. One day I saw a young Hispanic guy in my attic on a camera, but I didn't get the recorder going in time. For law enforcement or anybody else that tries to call all of these people liars and ignore the supporting evidence, then we can be sure they're dirty, as nobody is that stupid. Here is a phone call that I secretly recorded with another crime victim. She lived at Chelsea, a place here in Midland. Nobody told her that these same crimes were going on all over the place, and they were calling her crazy. While I'm recording her, you can hear her security system going off in the background. I have this video called Terrorized Homeowner, and that's one of many. I have many, many videos of talking to these other crime victims and documenting these other homeowners, attic investigation. I'm going to show you here. I'm just a part of this phone call with Jennifer.
My security system be going crazy today.
Yeah, the security system.
It's going off in the background while I'm sitting there talking to her. Y'all can listen to that if you want. It's on my YouTube channel, but also go here to playlist and then go to attic investigations. Okay, and attic investigations is right here, and I did an in-depth study. That's all my, or not all of them, but it's a lot of my videos for people in the attic right there, and some of them are recorded phone calls. So I just wanted to show you that here, what was going on. This trafficking, I believe, behind the Home Depot sex trafficking, it's gone. There was another video I made. They poured concrete right where the manholes were. I got that on video too. That's on YouTube. I just didn't go look it up, but I have a video where they poured concrete there, and it's real easy to see what they're doing. They were just covering up the crimes, and what it was to cover up not only the sex trafficking, but the multiple capital murders, and capital crimes. I mean, here was a premeditated capital attempted murder, left me crippled for life. They believe they murdered the guy that lived here before me. I'm told about the young girl that was murdered at the oil show party in 2010. That's believed to happen in the underground homes. Another woman says she wasn't the only girl to be raped and murdered, at the oil show parties. Another guy asked me if I know the names of the 4 people that were murdered, died in my house. Like I said, what they're trying to do is cover up multiple murders and crimes is what's going on. And it looks like child sex trafficking was part of it. This Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas, y'all share this. Have a heart for them kids. Buddy Webb.